Welcome, I'm Matthew Rondina with Best Buy Canada's Best Buy blog, and I am here to tell you today how to get the most out of your PSVR headset experience from optimal setup to the best games on the PlayStation's premier virtual reality platform. Let's dig in. Today we're going to be looking at the Marvel's Iron Man VR set, which includes the actual headset, PlayStation Move remotes, as well as PlayStation Camera. If you are looking to get the most out of your PlayStation 4 and PS5 consoles, consider stepping into virtual worlds with the PlayStation VR. The virtual reality headset lets players explore rich interactive worlds with you at the center of the experience. Since the hardware's launch in 2016, its lineup of software has grown considerably, with a diverse range of experiences that you don't want to miss out on. From zany adventures from Astro Bot Rescue Mission to the stealth action of Hitman 3, PSVR has an experience for gamers of all different tastes. I'll be taking you through the evolution of the platform, how to set up the hardware with the Iron Man VR kit here, and the must-play games on the platform. Let's step into a new virtual world and explore all the PlayStation VR has to offer. So as I unbox the latest and greatest version of the PlayStation VR, let's take a little bit of a step back and talk about the evolution of the platform. Sony has been active in the virtual reality space since the early 90s, first introducing the Glasstron. The company's first headset was compatible with MechWarrior 2, giving players a first-person view of the vehicle's cockpit. In 2014, hardware project codenamed Project Morpheus was revealed to the world, teasing it would be the next innovation from PlayStation that will shape the future of games. And here we are now today, unboxing the latest and greatest version of the PSVR retail kit, which includes the PSVR headset, PlayStation camera, a set of PlayStation Move controllers, and everything you need to connect it to your television. If you purchase the Iron Man VR bundle, you receive the Iron Man VR game, pictured here, as well as Demo 3.0 game sampler. All VR hardware and games are compatible with the PS4 and PS5 hardware. The only exception is that with older models of the PSVR, you will need a camera adapter for the PS5. Luckily, the adapter is available for free from Sony, but it is included in this Iron Man package. I will be hooking up this PSVR package to my PS5 a little bit later on in this unboxing slash review, so just hang tight for that. Right now we're cracking things open here, and we have both of our included dual PlayStation Move controllers, essential for games like Astrobot, fun games like Office Simulator. Along with the PlayStation Move controllers, you can also use the DualShock 4 wireless controller for added precision, and all games are compatible with both the DualShock 4, which is the PS4 controller, and the PlayStation 5 DualSense wireless controller. The one downside though of the PS5 DualSense at this point is it does not have an LED indicator like the DualShock on the PS4, so you do have some tracking related issues which makes certain titles unplayable in their current state. I'm sure it is likely in the future, as the PlayStation 5 is going to be getting PSVR 2 support, this will be remedied. Depending on the title, some of these issues are mitigated by the PlayStation Move controller as pictured above. So as we continue our unboxing journey here, we're going to be presented with a giant blue manual. This guide here is super important. This is a quick at-a-glance guide. Do not lose this. Do not misplace this. This is an absolutely perfect, large format, fully illustrated guide on how to connect everything related to your PSVR. Bravo, Sony, for including something like this, because it really was no hassle, right down to the differences of the PS4 and PS5 connection. This quick start guide is excellent. Doesn't leave you in a lurch, doesn't leave you second guessing. I was able to connect everything in my first go thanks to that quick start guide, so keep that handy. This next layer, I should mention, is going to reveal a whole mess of wires. So this might come off as a little intimidating at first, but again, Sony to the rescue, big credit. As you're unboxing everything, not only is there a quick start guide, there's manuals for every single piece of hardware. Here we have the actual PSVR processing unit. So this unit itself is what you're going to connect directly to your PlayStation console as well as your PSVR headset. And as I mentioned before, with all these wires, and we'll take a closer look at them, they're all numbered. So you don't have to fret in terms of being worried about what goes where really. Between that start guide, the amount of wires, although daunting, they are labeled. And again, we're just taking a quick look here at some of the really cool touches: the X, square, triangle, and circle, the iconic buttons emblazoned on this really cool little extra processing unit. Again, this is the unit that allows for the HDR pass-through. So as you can see here, you have the HDMI ins and outs, USB, and finally power, which is the fourth port there. And stylistically, it really matches the PlayStation 4 and the PS4 Pro aesthetic quite nicely. Next up, we actually have the dual lens PlayStation camera. So this is what's going to help actually detect all of the LED indicators on your devices and give that feedback within whatever game you're playing. It has the ability to detect points through 3D space. Pretty cool. And as I mentioned before, there's the USB cable we're going to use and has that nice number 2 on it. And those numbers do indicate at what point, what step, where you're plugging in certain things to which devices. Again, another instruction manual. It's great, but again, that one blue guide, it's like Lord of the Rings. It's the one guide to rule them all. Here we have the actual stand. So this is the stand that is going to sit or is going to house the actual PlayStation camera and sit on top of your television. It's got rubber, nice rubber accents on it, and again, it's got that iconic square, X, circle, and triangle. And just like that, you can see how it's going to pop onto the television. I'll show us all how that turns out after. And next up, that's just the actual power unit. There we go. We're going to start off with our number 1 included HDMI. And those are the headphones that are going to be integrated directly into the headset when the time comes. And right there, that is the PlayStation 5 adapter. So if you have a PS4, you're connecting this to a PS4 Pro, you won't need that adapter, but if you're connecting it to the PS5, you're going to need that adapter. And there we are. There's the actual full unboxing of all of our items. So we'll take one last pass through in terms of what we have. We've got the PlayStation camera, the actual processing unit that will pass through into the console as well as the headset. Number 1 there is the HDMI cable, extra set of them. Number 2 is the USB cable. This right here, which is the number 3, that's the actual included power supply. As we continue to move around here, we have the PlayStation Move controllers, the super important blue quick start manual, as well as a handy little handkerchief emblazoned with the PlayStation VR logo. I like little touches like that. Every manual you could possibly want. And we have the all-important PS5. That little rectangle there is the PS5 adapter. The other side of the power cable. We also have our Iron Man code as well included there. So within this package, you are going to get an actual digital code and not a physical game, so that's worth noting. And of course the PSVR headset. So let's start hooking it all up. Please pardon my poor wire management here. I had to pull some wires to connect all this. So we're starting at the back of my PS5 here, and I'm unplugging the HDMI cable because I'm going to need to now take that HDMI cable that went from my TV directly into the back of my PS5, and it's now going to have to go into the actual input into the processing unit. So we talked about that little rectangle that I'm holding on to, the HDMI cable dangling there. It's going to have to go straight into the actual input right now. And you'll notice I'm now using the PlayStation 5 adapter. I'm just going to plug that in. And once it's popped in here, we're going to take the other side of the cable. So I'm just showing us the inside of the port there so you can match it up when the time comes. You're going to pop that in, which connects directly to the actual PSVR headset. And as you can see at this point, I have my HDMI in and out happening. So my out is going from this box to my TV, and the other one is going from the actual box to the back of the PlayStation 5 in this case. So I went ahead and plugged in and connected power to the actual processing unit. You can see that indicated by the red light. And the 2 open ports, we're going to be plugging the actual PSVR headset directly into it. So now I have the actual PSVR headset ready to go. Here are the 2 cables we're going to be plugging in that come directly out of the PSVR headset. As you can see, this neat little design touch, you have the corresponding matching shapes on the input HDMI cables here to the actual inputs on the actual device. So you have the matching shapes to the matching plugs, which makes things really easy. Everything here now has been hooked up, so you can just take a look. We've got both the HDMI ins and outs. We've got the USB, and then that number 3 is still the power. So as you can see here, I've got my 6-year-old helping me to model how the PlayStation VR works. You actually have it mirrored directly on your television screen. So after we connected everything, the setup was really easy. It was just one quick update, and then we just stood in one part of our living room, and the actual on-screen prompt showed us where we were standing in real time. We simply lined up, had the actual headset itself, the LED indicator lights would line up to that silhouette, and off we went. And before we knew it, we were checking out some Astrobot and some other cool parts of the PlayStation VR. So after the full setup, the only thing we have to add a small caveat about is the actual area or the play area that Sony indicates um, where to limit the use of the VR headset within this area. So you want to follow the instructions on the setup screen for the VR to adjust the camera position and angle so that you're in the best possible position, which is usually right in the center of the play area, to play in VR mode. So the best results for the position, you want yourself between about 5 to 6.5 feet from the camera. The height of the play area really depends on the range captured by the camera. So if you go outside the play area while using VR mode, a warning will appear on the VR headset screen just to tell you that you're sort of reaching that invisible line. You just want to also make sure that you clear an area that's a little bit larger than the play area of all obstacles, uh, you know, pets, objects, tables, so on and so forth. You don't want anything in the way to obstruct your movement. One aspect I really like that is that sometimes when you're readjusting the VR headset, it becomes a little bit unaligned. But if you press and hold on the PlayStation button on the DualShock 4, you can then adjust and select and reorient the PlayStation VR so you can reconfirm your position basically as a quick menu. Almost all of the games that we played, from demos to full versions of games, they actually had that quick adjust, which was really helpful. But aside from that, hopefully this setup guide helps you get set up and having some fun with the PlayStation VR. It is an absolute ton of fun, and there's so many different great experiences that I've also outlined in the article in terms of my top favorite games, from family-friendly titles to more mature experiences. Anyhow though, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please hit that like button and give us a sub. It helps us to continue to create more content to help you out on the blog. Anyhow, thanks for joining us, and hope you decide to pick up the PSVR and start to enjoy it and have some fun like my family has. I'm Matthew Randina for Best Buy Canada. Thanks so much for joining us.